Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Bitesize, our Monday live stream. And I am feeling a little bit under the weather, and you may hear from my voice. I'm also sounding a little bit under the weather. But there we go. We'll worry about that later. So, how are we all doing? This is our Monday live stream that we're recording. We put out also as a podcast. We talk about running shoes and whatever, really. We talk about anything we don't mind. We film this live in front of a live studio audience. There's not live studios, they're on the comments. And if you are joining us live, get your comments in. It's a big week. It's the Great North Run this week, which is the biggest half marathon in the world, 60,000 runners. Before we start, as everybody gets in and tunes in live, I want you to make sure that you've checked out our performance coaching app. If you've not done that, if you're looking for coaching, but you want it like app based, you want that coaching element, then check out our performance coaching at FORDYRUNS.com. And if you can't afford that, then head over to FORDYRUNS.com/Cooper and you can get yourself a trial there. Yes, I am a little croaky, Gary, and we will have to deal with that as we go through. Now, we've got some third world problems to sort of sort out tonight, people, because I need to talk to you about marathon shoes. So we're going to be talking about marathon shoes tonight. I'm waiting for Mick to let me know how long I'm allowed to be on tonight before we can crack on with the rest of the show. And if you are joining us live, let's get in the comments and tell me what shoes you're running the Great North Run in, or anything else really. Any questions about any stuff that you want to talk about, then let me know. I'm currently running in, actually let's do two videos this week. We've got a trail shoe from ASICS that we are putting out tomorrow. Embargo's lifted on all that one, and that was scheduled in to come out tomorrow. So I really enjoyed that. That's the Meta Fuji trail run. So check that out tomorrow. Thoroughly enjoyed the shoe. So check the video out. I don't want to put any spoilers in. And what else? What else we've got coming out this week? I'm not sure what Thursday's video is, to be honest. Tells you how much I'm on it. Just as also heads up, Friday's podcast is a pre-record, so there's no live show because we're traveling up to Newcastle. I am probably going to be doing Jesmond Park Run, I think it's called, depending on something that we're having, because the big shakeout run that's happening on Friday, Saturday. I may have to be at the thing where it's happening, but I might try and get to Park Run. So I'm sort of between them. But yeah, so there we go. So again, if you're coming in now, get your questions and comments in. ASICS trail shoe tomorrow. I'm not sure what is Thursday. Should we have a look? I'll tell you. We scheduled the videos out a couple of weeks away, just to make sure we're on top of things. And then obviously we layer in videos. I'm trying to get mileage in shoes that we've had that I wanted to come back and talk about. So, for example, the Saucony Hurricane 24 is a good example of that. We've got on Thursday a really good video, the best carbon plate shoe for everyday runners. That's a good one to watch out for. So check that out. That'll be out on Thursday. And Saturday, I may put out the New Balance, the stability shoe, mild stability shoe. So if you're looking for a mild stability shoe, that's a good shoe, that is. So so there we go. So okay. In terms of other shoes, I'm currently running in two shoes that I can't tell you about. They're embargoed at the moment. We've got a couple of other ones in, but they're the sort of two I'm concentrating on, so I can get them ready for the dates that we're allowed to release videos. So yeah, I can't tell you about them, but they're two interesting, good shoes. So yes, so that watch out for them. So again, that just if you didn't know, so shoes come in here, and then they sometimes they get we can just go out with a video once I've got the mileage that I want to get. And I try and do, as I've always said, 3 runs minimum in them. Ideally a week of running, which at the moment's between 40 and 50 miles, a bit over 50 miles. And then they'll come in with an embargo, a strict embargo, like the Puma shoe that we had. the wild and wacky one, that had a certain date that I had to release something. I can't remember what it was. I think it was the 27th of August, and then we're allowed to do whatever we want. So the two shoes that I'm currently doing most of my mileage in at the moment are under embargo. So there you go. That's that. But like I said, I'm trying to get where I can also mileage in some of the shoes where I wanted to report back. So again, we'll be doing that over the course of the next few weeks. You'll see more of that because there's less shoes coming out. Okay, so I think that's everything up to speed. Again, if you're joining us late, get your comments in, get your questions in, whatever. I'm in a bit of a with my marathon shoe for Berlin. I've accepted the fact that I am not going to be running anywhere close to a time in Berlin. My fitness is just not where I need it to be, and mentally, I'm struggling a little bit with sort of paces and things. It's really weird. It's hard to explain, but long story short, I'm all right in long runs, but then when I try and put some of that into action over a shorter distance, I'm struggling mentally. So that's just me and the way my neurodiverse brain works. But anyway, that's something I'm having to overcome. But long story again, I'm not looking now I was never anyway, but put a time down in Berlin because I've got Yorkshire Marathon. And because of the Adidas thing, Berlin, whatever, I'm still not convinced I'm going to get the Pro 4. I may be totally wrong. Okay. Adidas Pro 4. So I need like a backup shoe to wear for for Berlin. I know kind of what I'm going to do in Yorkshire, which is probably just wear the Super Blast or the SC Trainer 3, but I don't know what to wear. I really don't know what to wear for Berlin if the Pro 4 is not there in my hotel waiting for me. So I may run it in the Adidas Pro 3 and speak to my friends at Start Fitness. I may run it in the Saucony Pro 4 because there's a really nice colorway. It's the only reason I would wear them. There's a really nice, you may have seen it. It's like a dark blue with green, like lime green colorway on it. I really like the look of that shoe, just purely from aesthetics. And then there's the Saucony, the New Balance SC Elite version 4, which is an expensive training shoe, but I don't know. I'm thinking about maybe running that in Berlin. So I don't know. So that's my sort of thought process. And the issue is a real hard problem, isn't it? Is I don't know whether there's going to be a Pro 4 sitting in my hotel room when I get to Berlin. So what do I do? And because I'm not going for a time, I wouldn't wear the Asics. I've got the Edge and the Sky, if you didn't know. So this is where, see what I mean? So any thoughts on that? Again, drop them in there. So if you get a last shout out, if you're joining us late, get in the comments, join in the convo. This is our Monday night live show for you to get involved, hang out. We talk about running shoes, anything you want to know. I'm an open book. So whatever you want to know, whether it's about running shoes, coaching, YouTube, I don't care. Just talk about anything. So let's dive in. So firstly, I'm just going to say thank you to every single person who's joined us and tuned in live tonight. Again, thank you to everybody who's listening to this back as a podcast. The 1 million downloads that we get a week, which is pretty awesome. And I'm also going to just say, because I've seen a bit of it, I'm looking forward to seeing everybody at the Great North Run. We've got the biggest shakeout run Newcastle's ever seen. I think even it would be anything that's been done in London. It's if it comes off without, if it comes off, we're gonna look like absolute heroes. If it goes wrong, we're gonna look like absolute morons. But we've tried everything to deliver a really good, safe shakeout run. So I just hope everything goes well with it. But let's see. I'm doing my best. Okay, right. So Lisa's listening to the for the first time. Thank you, Lisa, for joining us. That's great. Mick is just packing up. He's on his way back from Turkey. He's been enlarging it out there. Evening hero flying through the Croach. Yep, I am. Gary reckons we're going to be going for 43 minutes tonight. That's down to you guys. How many questions that you put in there and how quickly I get through them. Hopefully, Dennis is hoping for 40 minutes or he'll miss his bus to the airport. Okay. Ian's wearing the Saucony Pro 4s. Yeah, what colourway, Ian, are you wearing? And Mick saying I should do a short episode tonight. Save myself. It's a good question. But so it's the weekly Matt Nash question, everybody. We do need a jingle for this. I'm open to suggestions. But the Great North Run. So I've run the Great North Run. I think it's got to be 9 times. No. This might be my 9th. I do have all the medals. Actually, stay there. Oh, hang on. Let me just check there's nothing in barcode behind me. No, you should be all right. Stay there. I'm doing some maths now. I think this will be my 8th year. I was wrong. I think this is my 8th year doing the Great North Run. And the reason I love the Great North Run, firstly, it was the sort of first big event that I did. So it's got that sort of, I don't know, I just love it. I've had my ups and downs with the race. I've never run a, that's wrong. I've never run a fast Great North Run because I don't think it's a fast run. If you don't know what this is, if you're listening to this in the US, Great North Run is the biggest half marathon in the world, 60,000 people. We start in Newcastle, which is a town up north, the north of England, and then we run to the South Shields, which is basically the beach, seafront. It's epic. It really is an epic, iconic race in the history of sort of running athletics in the UK. All right. And it's steeped in history. I love the course. It's challenging. It never gives you an easy ride. Never gives you an easy ride. I mean, I've had shockers there. I've walked from like mile 10 before. But I think that the most overwhelming thing for me with the Great North Run is the people that come out and support it. There's nothing until you run the Great North Run. If you watch the end of last year's video when Sabrina done her first one, I think that says it all in terms of her feedback. I think you get blown away by the people, blown away by the start and just the whole journey to South Shields. It's an incredible iconic race. It really is. It's one of those that really everybody should try and do if you're a runner. Maybe if you're just starting out and you catch the 5K, it's that one to target. It's an incredible feeling when you come down in South Shields onto that seafront, and it's like you're running into a stadium full of your friends, and they're all cheering you on over that line. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So yes, it's got a place in my heart. I've already got my hotel for next year, and I'm ready to go. I love the thing. I just love it. I think the Great North Run is one of the best races I've ever done and will ever do. I absolutely love it, but mainly because of the people. So yeah, again, if you missed that, I'm doing the Jesmond Park Run if I can get there. My Uber driver will take me there, but it depends on whether we need something delivered for because we're doing a live show of the Friday podcast that we do, the award-winning show. We're doing a live version of that again at the Shakeout Run. So we need some equipment dropped off, basically. Okay. Any idea whether because okay, so the Super Blast 2 colorways dropped today. If you didn't know, I put it up on Instagram. Make sure you follow me at FORDY_runs. 2 new colorways. You've got the mermaid one, which was designed by that lady. I can't remember her name, the triathlete. And then you had like the white sort of colorway. There is, I believe, and I may be winding them up, but I saw that the next colorways are dropping at the end of September. That might be totally nonsense, but there's like a black and white colorway coming, and there's that purple pink one that you're talking about. And I believe that's towards the end of the month. So let's see. But that's what I heard, but I don't know whether that's true or not. I personally fancy the black and white version for winter marathon training. Did you enjoy the big half yesterday? I've got actually 2 things on the big half. So again, if you're in the US, big half's a big half marathon that takes place in London. It's 24,000 people did it. Had some elite runners like Eilish McColgan take part. It's run by the same guys who do the London Marathon, and you run part of the course of the London Marathon course backwards, effectively. I think they did a good job, Big Half, listening to the feedback and changing the finish. I thought that was very good, and they did a great job. I think the volunteers were incredible. Marshals, mainly because they're from 40 Runs Running Club. But I thought they did a good job listening to the feedback and changing that. There wasn't the cues that we've seen in. And I don't know because I was in the front wave, so mate, let me know if you were further back what that was like. But as far as I'm aware, it was pretty smooth to get out of there. I don't enjoy the cobbles. I don't enjoy the tunnel. I don't enjoy it from sort of mile 9 to 12. But it was tough for me yesterday for other reasons, which I won't go into today. Um, but yeah, it was. I like it better after doing it yesterday because I think they've improved the course. I don't improve the course, improve the experience. They did annoy me a lot, and I mean, like to the point where I was tempted to send an email this morning to somebody, but I didn't. And that's the organisers. But again, I won't get into that because there's no point being negative nearly on here. But I just get sick and tired of London Marathon events. Sometimes they wind me right up. But fair play to them. I think they did a great job by listening to the feedback and changing the end slightly to improve that experience. And I think that's a lot of people took that on board. Okay. Moving on. Lisa, I've run 4 marathons in Brooks Revel, changed the Hoka Clifton once, got injured, scared to try something new. Went back. Would love to hear your suggestions, please. I would try the Brooks Ghost Max 2. If you're looking for something with a plate in it, I would try the Brooks Hyperion Max 2. 2 great shoes from Brooks. A lot of stack in them, but I think you'll enjoy both of those shoes. The Brooks Ghost Max, I'm talking Brooks because you've recommended Brooks. I would stay away from anything Hoka at the moment. I just think they're lost their way. And I think Brooks Revel. I think you'd be good to go to. The Ghost Max 2 will be a great experience for you on underfoot, I think, versus what you've been used to. It's good, wide, stable, great shoe. Funnily enough, I'm at a Brooks event on whatever it is. I don't know if you've seen the Park Run shoe that they've launched. We were a part of that in terms of the marketing side of things. You'll see when the photos and things come out like that. We was there at the filming day. I don't know if I'm allowed to tell you or not, but we was. So I'm going along to that launch night this week with all the Park Run people and Brooks and stuff. So that'd be cool. Charlie, am I still using the Endorphin Elite 2? They are here because I wore them yesterday. There we go. That's the Elite 2. I wore them yesterday. So yes, I am still wearing them. What's this? Mark, it was okay. I was actually just behind Chris as we came out of Limehouse Tunnel. I tell you what, that Limehouse Tunnel, if you've ever done haven't done the big half, that I went in that tunnel dry and I came out of it wet with my own sweat. It was absolutely disgusting. Hurricanes running the Berlin Marathon in the Alpha Fly 3. What was that? Yeah, Alpha Fly 3s. Hi, Fordy. Looking forward to GNR. Also, the whole running weekend in Newcastle. Yep, it's going to be a great weekend. Great weekend. We can say we've got lots going on. Come along to the Start Fitness store at 3 o'clock if you can't make the shakeout run. By the way, that's sold out. Sorry, you won't be able to come to that. If you haven't got a ticket, you can't come into that. But come along to the store at 3 o'clock. I'll be there. If you're getting up there a bit later, fancy that. I'm thinking about David Hamilton's thinking about the Hyperion Max 2 for a long run shoe. What do you think? I think it's a good long run shoe. Very good. I personally would rather have something without a plate in it. If I was, I always tend to put a plate in if I'm doing sort of goal pace target work. But I think like everybody out there, most people, can't afford to have 82,000 shoes like I have. So I think the Hyperion Max 2 is a shoe like the Speed 4, like the Boston 12 that does multiple things. So it's a very good shoe for that. Great wide toe box. Foam is not overly soft, so it's it's not going to give you too much jip. Nice rocket shoe, fits great upper, traction's good, wear and tear's been fine. Although I've got 2 pairs, so it's hard to say because I've got one here and one in London. So it's like, but yeah, Great shoe. Really is. I can't recommend that shoe enough. Gaz, Strava's just told me that I've gone over 1,000 kilometers in my Nimbus 25. Still feel like they have enough cushioning and the outsole and upper are fine. Yeah, I'd be tempted to switch them out. I'm not saying they need to, but you don't want to get to the point where they need to. Does that make sense, Gaz? I mean, that's brilliant that they've got so many miles in them. Really is. It just shows you that they can go so much faster, so much longer. These shoes are. Sai gets about 400, 500 miles in his Super Blast. But I do think at some point you're gonna have to bite the bullet, my friend. And I think you can pick the Nimbus 25 up pretty relatively cheaper at the moment. There's no difference between that and the 26, other than the upper. So that might be worth checking out. But yeah, and Gaz says I need some Dr. Pepper. You know what I nearly had tonight? Root beer. I love root beer. Oh, it's the greatest thing ever. When I was in used to go to Arizona a lot. I was at a ranch, and I used to drink every night a nice cold glass of root beer. Oh, and I didn't even. They knew me at the bar. They didn't even have to. I just there we go. Beautiful, salty popcorn next to it. Oh, never the days. Okay. Aidan, what's your GNR target? My GNR target is to have a good time. I am disappointed with the way I've been running at the moment, but I'm not going to let that impact my Great North Run. I will run what I run on the day. It's a tough course, people. You've got to respect the Great North Run course. It can honestly kick you in the nuts if you're not careful. Again, this is a last shout out, by the way, people, to get your questions in as I work my way down. Okay, get your questions in if you want me to answer them. Get them in now as last shout. And again, thank you to everybody who's joined us. I really do genuinely appreciate it. And if you're not, if you're listening to this as a podcast and you've not checked this out, you can watch this back. Make sure everybody's subscribed, all that sort of stuff. Okay, we're trying to get to 22 million subscribers, so make sure you subscribe. The blue ones you mentioned earlier, yeah, Ian's got the shoes I like. I really want. I quite like them. Yeah, big boys there. Fletch, he's going 1 year on from his diagnosis, 8 months post finishing his treatment, cancer free, lovely, jubbly. Love that boy. Lee Jackson, how important are times to you? Okay, right, let me read this properly. How important mentally are times to you at 5K, 10K, half, or if you've put the training session down? I don't, Lee, rephrase it. I might be being thick, and I probably am. How important mentally are times to you at the 5K, 10K, half distances if you put the training session down? I don't know the last bit. Come back, Lee. I'm here for a bit, so come back and we'll answer that. Try and make it a bit clearer. You've got to remember I'm pretty tired and I'm pretty thick. Is there much difference between the edge and the sky? I have just recorded a video about that, Lewis. So if you don't mind waiting, I will. That will be coming out. I'll tell you when it's coming out. I scheduled that today, and it's a very good video for everyday runners. If you can wait to the 12th of September, Lewis, let me know if you can wait to the 12th of September. Let me see if I can get the thumbnail so you can see the thumbnail, Lewis. I'm giving you an inside track here, my friend. Okay, Lewis, are you ready to see the thumbnail? I think that might give you a bit of a heads up. Sorry if you're all listening to this on the pod. I just held up the thumbnail for that video. You'll have to watch it back. Timestamps 24 minutes. Okay. Lewis, let me know if that's good, bad, if you can hang on to the 12. Oh, this is good. Good feedback. Back of the pack runner here. Queues for yesterday's were long. So there we go. So I was very lucky, clearly, to get through in the time that I did. I think the biggest jam that I saw was a bag drop. That seemed to be a bit chaotic. Nothing to do with the volunteers. Volunteers are heroes. It was just I just don't think the space was big enough. But let me know. Let me know. Steph, oh, she's a hero. If you're in the Leeds area, we do a Leeds Run Club running group on a Wednesday, and they meet at the Leeds Rhino Stadium every week. Steph's just one of the amazing people that helps out there and leads it. It's free. It's open to all abilities of runners. It's a community run club, not not there to look good on TikTok, not there to look good on Instagram. It's there to get people running, to be active, to socialize, and it's just an amazing thing. So get along to that, okay? If you're in Leeds or in that area, totally free. You don't have to be a club member or any of that stuff. Just get along there, all right? It's at the Henley Stadium, okay? Leeds Rhinos. So going back to your question, Steph. So, do you think the Puma Deviate Nitro would be okay as a half marathon shoe at the Manchester half? For me, I do. And Steph, I'm going to be there, and I expect to see you do that, PB. I'm super, super excited to see you at the Manchester half, and I'm super excited to see a lot of people at the Manchester half. And I think 100% the Deviate Nitro 2 will get you around there just fine, my friend. All right, so you stick them on and go and smash the life out of it. Good girl. You keep up the good work. Freaky Doodah Day. Hyperion Max 2 and Hyperion 2 are both belters. I snapped myself up a pair using the 40 runs code at Start Fitness. You are welcome. If you want to get a discount at Start Fitness, country's leading running shoe retailer, where you get free socks. Use the code 40 runs. And yes, the Hyperion Max 2, which I kind of knew it would be, is, I think, one of the best shoes of the year. And the Hyperion 2, if you like a low slung killer as a sort of tempo shoe, the Brooks Hyperion 2 is unbelievable. It really is a great shoe. Okay. So here we go. Next one. Fell in love with the Adidas Pro 2, but have struggled to replace Pro 3, Boston 12 and 2%. All felt a bit too firm for me. Quite like the Prime X original, but find them a bit heavy. Any recommendations? Oh, now that's a good question. So, okay, this is a bit out there, but I'm wondering, with the Pro 2, that was a lot less stack. Now, this is going to set. I think, I'm allowed to talk about this one. Have you tried the Pacer, the new Pacer from New Balance? They've increased the stack on that, right? But it's not up to sort of super shoe 40 mil stacks. I think, and I might be wrong, it's about 34, 35, might be 33 stack in the heel. But you're getting the fuel cell, you're getting the carbon plate. So that might be one to check out. Okay. It is soft, but it's not like, it's softer than the Pro 3, the Boston 12. Try that. Let me know. By the way, they ain't cheap. Any New Balance shoes ain't cheap. Run it with me, Fletch. Saturday's easy pay. Yeah, Fletch pace. You're coming to Berlin, son. If I told Fletch at the weekend he's got to pace me around Berlin Marathon. Okay, if you had to run in one drop height for the rest of your life, what would it be? And what are your views on zero drop? It wouldn't be zero drop because my calves, as we all know, or hopefully some of you knew, I tore my calf and I was out for 6 weeks when I tore my calf after the London Marathon. So it wouldn't be zero drop. And I've had to stay away from low drop shoes. I've had shoes come in, ultra shoes and others that, with really low drops, and I've not reviewed them simply because I didn't want to really lean on my calf. If I had to go, I'm not that susceptible to drop. I'll be straight up with you. We have filmed a video about this. I'm not susceptible to drop. I would say for me, 6 mil tends to work. So I'm quite happy in sort of 6 to 8 mil. Yeah, that's probably a good shout. But again, I'm not that susceptible to it. That may be because I run in a lot of different shoes. So that could be. Good question, Michael Lang. Should I be excited about the Glide Ride Max? I don't know. Because we don't have the Glide Ride Max at the moment. If you didn't listen to a couple of weeks ago, ASICS aren't prioritizing that shoe here in the UK. So I will get that from a retailer, and when we get the shoes from retailers, sometimes we don't get them until close to launch date. So When they get them in stock, they will then send them out to me. That tends to how that works. So I won't get that like the guys in the US have got them, because again, they're not prioritizing that shoe over here in the UK. I hope I did. I was told that that shoe is coming on sale on the 1st of October in limited numbers, but I don't know whether that's true or not. So let's see what happens there. But in terms of excitement, I'm sort of, it's tempered a bit because I have another shoe that actually I have two shoes, but I have sort of two shoes at the moment, the ones that I'm embargoed on, that I'm really quite enjoying, and I'm not sure whether it would be it would be tough for the Glide Ride Max to beat those two shoes. That's fair enough. Lee's back. Okay. His question was about 5K and race distances training. So 5K, 10K, half marathon, full marathon training that you've hit 100%, are times important to you? No. My times are in races. I think you're talking about Lee. My times are a benchmark of how I've progressed, not how awesome I am as a human being, or how much better I am than somebody on Strava or whatever. They're a benchmark in terms of, am I improving? And that's probably about it. I'm not overly fussed about running PBs. I'd rather run consistently sub 4 in a marathon and finish that and feel great, because then I know I'm progressing, which I'm kind of at now anyway. But that's my point. So I'd rather now run sort of 3:45, 3:40 consistently as the marathon. Yeah. And then work on running like sort of, okay, try and get near 3:30 and then running consistently at 3:30, because then I know that my training is working. I'm not interested in getting times tomorrow. I don't want to do a really big training block of like 100-mile weeks and then try and push for this sort of Boston qualifying time and all that. That would crucify my brain. I'd much rather be that sort of tortoise and just, right, I'm happy here. Let's increase the mileage. Let's get consistent here. And then I'm working here, and then I'm going to get there because that's my goal. You see what I mean? Does that make sense? So yeah, I don't get me wrong. It's frustrating after being injured for 6 weeks to see the times evaporate because my fitness has dropped. But that is a byproduct of being injured. You can't run away from that. And to feel that, like a 10K at a pace that you used to be able to run before injury is now really hard. It's a bit of a head scratcher. But you have to remember that to take 6 weeks out when you are in such a fitness state, that's a big gap for me to take. So for someone who's been so consistent, then to take 6 weeks off to try and get that back, it takes longer. So I try and focus more on being consistent. Does that make any sense? Than chasing the times, because the times ultimately will always take care of themselves. But I'd rather feel, because I'm a very I'm a non-confident person in terms of races. I really struggle mentally in races. So I need confidence. If I get confident, then I can take it down. So I went through a period, I think it might have even been last year, when I was just knocking PBs out of the park for fun. Like 41 minutes in the 10K, probably could have gone quicker. 3:39 in the marathon, definitely could have gone quicker if you ask anyone who saw me after that race. 1:35 with Mark right in the London landmarks, cocking about the whole way. It's just like doing them for fun, because my training had worked, because I've been so consistent over the years. So I've just got to get back there. That's basically what I'm now on that journey, and I don't think that'll kick in until Chicago next year, to be honest. That's okay. I'm cool with that. I'm a patient man. I'm not. I've ADHD, but you know what I mean. John, hope you all have a great time at GNR. I've had to withdraw. Oh, that's a shame. But couldn't justify. Yeah, the hotel prices are astronomical. Mark confirmed that the bag drop was the issue at the big half. Debbie's bar was the best bar. She was handing out Lucasades with the A team. Although my barman, Debs, I have to say, I know you're the manager. Can I put a complaint in about him? He was miserable. He was really didn't give me a hug. I might have done. Anyway, he didn't have my root beer ready for me. He just gave me this Lucasade stuff. I'd like to put a complaint in. But you were amazing, Debs. Hey, Manchester Marathon. Already thinking of a shoot for just under 3 hours, hopefully. What's a good compromise between speed and comfort? The Metaspeed shoes, I think, are probably the fastest shoes out there. So go with one of them. And you can even it out because you've got the Sky and you've got the Edge. Ben, who ran a PB yesterday, he ran 1:27 in the half marathon. It looked like he ain't done nothing. The boy's on fire. He's got a very good coach. He ran in the Edge. Absolutely loved them. He is a slightly shorter striding runner. He's not a long striding runner, which, although I think that only really comes into play when you're down at running certain times. But I think for somebody like you, Steve, who's under 3 hours, then I would look at the Sky. Yeah, have a look at that. Adam, great to see you, Adam. Thanks for the message. He's just got home from the Southampton satellite group. If you're in Southampton, we run a free social group down there on a Monday. Make sure you check that out. Will there be a place to start small luggage? Yes, there will be. Make sure you come ready to run though, Adam. We're not Heathrow Airport. We're not there to store luggage and put them on. You know what I mean? So yes, there will be a place to put a bag because we want everybody to come along and be able to do stuff and appreciate. Because I'd want to put a bag somewhere, but at the same time, we are tight on space. We have got a shitload of people coming. All right, so it's going to be tight. So if you can come without a bag, do it. Right, next. Lewis, sneaky preview of the thumbnail. That's what I'm thinking after reading the website. All good. Yeah, wait for the 12th, mate. Coming back, I will give the Pacer a try. Sounds intriguing. Yeah, honestly, the Pacer, the New Balance Pacer, is the one I think that the elites are wearing. To check that out. If you're after something slightly less stacked, but you want the plate and some of that foam technology, might be worth checking out. But again, it is bloody expensive. It's all right, a cup of tea, so come on, sorry. Keeping it real as always, people. Hey, Fordy, after a slight injury before and having my holiday in Mallorca. Where was you in Mallorca? Same time as you and I did an 11-mile run yesterday in training for the Cheshire Half. Any advice for me? I would be careful of that injury. Depends what it is. Again, I'm not physio. So just see what it is. When you say slight injury, what exactly do you mean? Doesn't really give me any help, but just watch it. Be careful. Be careful. Thank you, Gary, for the kind words. Mick, sorry, Chris. Not sure if I've missed it, but what shoe are you wearing on Sunday? Mick, the honest answer is I don't know. I am tempted to run one of those shoes that I mentioned at the front of the show. So I may get from the guys the Pro 3 or the Pro 4. Mate, I only want the Pro 4 because it matched my outfit. But I am so tempted to get this because I'm not running a time in Berlin. And I just find the SC Elite, which is so much money. And I'll have to speak to New Balance to see if they've got any. But it's just when I was doing 20-mile long runs and whatnot in my last training block for London, I enjoyed the shoe. I think I put a video out on it. And I like the SC trainer. So I'm kind of thinking that. It's kind of what I'm thinking. But I don't know whether they can get me a pair of them, period. And they can get me a pair of them by the weekend. So I could be in a Pro 3 from Adidas or a Pro 4 from Saucony. Or I might be in the new. Who knows? I don't know, Mick. It's the first time, really. But again, I'll speak to the guys at Start Fitness and see if there's anything specific that we've got going on. Yeah, so there we go. That's the honest answer as always, Mick. Basically, I don't know. Okay. And Lee, benchmark exactly what I was thinking. I've been there or there about the last few weeks with people. Okay, there we go. There we go. The barman at the last knockings has just come on and said, "I'm barred." What a great way to finish. So there we go, people. Thank you very much for all tuning in. Again, we've got a ASICS Meta Fuji video coming out, trail shoot that we're allowed to put out tomorrow. Well, we've been allowed to put it out for a while, but it's coming tomorrow. Scheduled in for tomorrow. We've got the #1 carbon plate shoe for everyday runners on Thursday. No live stream on Friday. We are heading to Newcastle for the Great North Run. I hope to see as many of you as possible. I'm going to try and get to Jesmond Park Run because I appreciate that some people can't get to the Shakeout Run. So hopefully I'll get to see some people there. Then I'm at the Shakeout Run. If you haven't got a ticket for the Shakeout Run, because we did sell out, we had to limit numbers in the end because it's just too big. Come along to the Start Fitness store at about 3 o'clock in Newcastle. If you want to say hi, I will be there with the team. And then I'm going to disappear until race day morning. And then we're having a massive photo on race day at 9 o'clock by Exhibition Park. You'll see it as you come along by the gates. Come along and say hi. We will be there. We're going to do a big photo there if you want to come and do that. So that's the weekend sorted basically. I think that's it. Thank you to everybody who said hello to me yesterday at the Big Half. I really do appreciate it. And yes, hopefully we can get some of these embargo shoes out videos to you soon. There's two really good shoes that I'm testing and running at the moment. I think you guys will like. And again, I'm there on Thursday. Hopefully I can get some info on that park run shoe. I believe it's a Ghost 16 in the park run colours. And yeah, I think that's it, guys. So I shall see you live next Monday. We'll go through the Great North Run. Who knows what shoe I'll be in? Mick will probably have a better idea than me. Thanks to everybody who's tuned in. I shall catch you guys later.